Good afternoon, friends. Today it is our class number 10 on accounting process. Class number 10 today. The topic, all the topics which are going to be discussed today are all related to trial balance and preparation of final accounts, ascertainment of the profit of the organization. Now I would have to take 2 or 3 classes to make you much more ready with the topic ascertainment of profit. Today these are known as subsidiary topic, but very helping topic for the purpose of ascertainment of profit for your total development of your knowledge. Now so far what we have said, I have told you regarding the accounting process, identification of account, debiting, credit, identification of transaction, debiting, crediting, then journalizing, then posting, costing, balancing, and then summarizing. We have done all these things minutely. And the last, not the least, part is ascertainment of profit. Before entering into that area, I would like to give you some ideas on the different types of items appearing in the balance sheet and in the trial balance, and also the different expenses which are to be made by any organization. Now, so far as what we have discussed, we have seen assets, we have got liabilities, we have got losses, we have got gains, we have got revenue, we have got expenses. Now I am giving you a brief idea of these items. Whenever you have made the transactions, you have debited some item, credited some item, and as a result of this, we have got this. So we are associated, we are already aware of this. Assets, we know all assets are debit, that I have told you. All liabilities are credit. Losses are debit. All gains are credit. Now revenue, always income, it is credit, and expense always debit. So we have done all these models. So now what is assets? Asset and liabilities, these are the terms very tough to be defined. Anyway, I am telling you asset, right to asset. Asset is basically right to service. Where you have the right, where you have the authority or the right to get the service, that is known as asset. And where it is liability is the claim of service. How it is? I have received amount from Mr. Rahim to supply him some goods. Now what I am getting? I am getting cash account debit to Rahim, and Rahim is my liability. Because Rahim is credited to me, I have already told you all debtors are debit, all creditors are credit. So Rahim is my creditor because he has the claim of getting the service on my part, and that service will be fulfilled. That service can only be rendered when they will make the delivery of the goods for which the cash has been taken from him. Okay. In the same fashion, a debtor is your asset. How it is? I have sold goods to say anybody else. Say I have sold goods to Vishal. So what is the journal entry? The journal entry is cash is going out, so goods are going out, so self credit, and debit. Vishal is debit. Okay. Now Vishal is the debtor. I have the right to claim the amount from him. So it is claim to service. Okay, right to service. So I have the right to ask for making the payment for the goods. So A is my debtor. Clear? And the bank has given you a loan. So you have got the amount. Whenever you are getting the loan, cash account debit or bank account debit to bank's loan account. Now bank loan account is your liability and you have to meet the liability as and when it would be required. Okay, so that is liability. And the amount which has been taken as loan in the bank, which is in the custody of the banker will have to pay that, as will have to allow that to withdraw the amount. Okay, so that is the right to service. So right to service is an asset and claim to service. Right when I have the right, claim when someone has the claim to service. And this basically this theory with some modification has been pronounced all over the globe by our great teacher Professor G.D. Roy of Calcutta University. Fortunately, I got some classes of that huge learned fellow, but whatever be the knowledge, depth of knowledge he had, but he was a beautiful person. By heart he was very kind-hearted, and I was very fortunate that in my selection, in my interview, for being the professor, he was in my interview board. So it was a beautiful thing. God sent him on the day of my interview. So anyway, he was beautiful, and this is the right to service and claim to service and claim to service has been given by him. Okay, so that is these assets and liability may be defined later on. I will give you the definition. All these things I will give some notes also in this regard. But right now, in very short, I have told what has been given by our Professor G.D. Roy. Okay, now so far as when preparing your trial balance, you will see that all assets have to be made debit. What are the assets? Your cash is an asset, amount in the bank is an asset, your debtors is an asset, your stock in your hand is your asset. Okay, now your machinery asset, furniture asset, land and building asset. Okay, so these are your assets, number one. Now again, I have made some advance to someone for purchasing goods. So advance made to someone is also my asset, as because I have the right to service. Okay, so these are the assets. Now liabilities. First liability of any organization is capital. Why capital is the liability? It is not your liability. It is the liability of the business house. I have already told you. Akash Pansari started business with rupees 2 lakhs. Okay, sorry, with the different assets of rupees 2 lakhs. So Akash Pansari by himself as a person has got no liability, but he has got the asset with the company, with the organization. But the organization has the responsibility to repay that amount. Okay, so it is to the organization. So that is why what assets are coming in: cash account debit, machinery account debit, motor car account debit, furniture account debit, and so on to capital account. So capital account is the liability of the organization. And now another liability is a creditor. Here creditors means the persons from whom you have made the purchases. You have made the purchases, but you have not paid the amount. So they are your creditor. As I am giving example, purchase goods from Sonu. Okay, so purchase account debit to Sonu's account. Clear? So Sonu is my creditor. I have to pay that amount. Whenever I will pay him, the general entry will be Sonu account debit to cash. Okay, until and unless the amount is fully paid out, he will remain in my liability list. So he is my creditor. Once again, bank over bank. In bank you have deposited cash. What is the amount? Say you have deposited in the bank rupees 50,000. Bank account debit to cash. 50,000. Now for requirement, you are withdrawing cash because you can withdraw cash more than what has been deposited. Now you are getting cash of rupees 50,000, and banker is giving the you are receiving cash for 50,000 and banker is giving you 60,000. Now this means overdraft. Okay, the amount which is overdraft is the amount which is in excess of what has been deposited. So the difference between the amount withdrawn and the balance standing in my credit, this will, the difference will be your overdraft. Okay, so this is for bank overdraft. So these are the different types of assets. Friends, please bear it in mind as because these are very, very important issues while that have to be taken into account while I will help you, while I will be with the topic ascertainment of profit and statement of financial position. Okay, statement of affairs. So friends, I would not repeat all these things. Now I am just repeating only for today. Consider the assets. Assets are those on which we have some rights. So assets may be defined as the right to service. Okay, so these assets are those which will give me the service in the days coming. So my cash is my asset. The amount I have deposited to the bank is my asset. My furniture, my motor car or my machinery, all my stock. Okay, stock of goods, stock of stationery, stock of stores, all these are my assets, as because these are ready to give me the service. Okay, debtors are my asset. Yeah, I have made some additional prepaid payment. Say I have to pay someone rupees 50,000, but I have given you rupees 60,000. This is known as some prepaid amount. So any expense which has been prepaid is my asset because I will get the service from there. Okay. Just alternative is the liability. Liabilities are those on which someone has the claim on me, and the best liability and the most important liability is your creditor. Capital, and again creditor. Any loan, any overdraft, so all your any outstanding balance. Okay, I have to pay CSC rupees 15,000 this month, but I have not arranged the amount, so the amount will have to be paid in some way. So it is outstanding expenses. So all these are my liabilities. So friend, my suggestion is that I have discussed in full what are required for you with respect to assets and liability. Okay. Now assets and liability, all assets are debit, liabilities are credit. So this stuff is done. Now losses, I would consider that one. Here I will consider that one. Revenue. What is revenue? Revenue is the amount generated out of my trading activities. Okay, I am maintaining a hotel. There I am just only for chili chicken, chow mein, and like fast foods. Okay, so I am what the amount I am getting every day out of the sale of my products. That is known as revenue. Basically, revenue refers to the sale proceeds. Sale proceeds. Are you getting me? Revenue refers to sale proceeds. But you say you are producing, sir, I have a tea shop. There I sell biscuit, loaves, bread, and boiled anda or anda omelette like this. So there is triple item. So what the amount I am getting every day out of this sale is known as my revenue. Okay. Now I have a furniture and that is a bit rotten, a bit out of date. I would like to change it. Now I am selling the furniture and getting rupees 2,000. Is it revenue? No, it is not revenue. It is your mere inflow of cash account debit to furniture. Okay, cash is coming in and furniture is going out. But what is that is the total, the amount collected through sale of, amount generated through the sale of my trading item is known as revenue. Please bear it in mind. Say in our school, what is our revenue? The fees paid by the students are our revenue. Okay. Now say we have some old chairs, furniture that are out of date, that have been destroyed by the beautiful students of BnCMS Chakrabarti Memorial School. Now what I'm going to do? I have to sell them. Okay. So I am generating some fund out of the sale of my broken furniture, thanks to our beautiful students. Okay. So I am getting the cash. We are getting the cash on the way to furniture. Okay, clear. So that is not revenue. So revenue is the amount which we generate from the sale proceeds. Now expenses, and that is the very, very important thing. What is the meaning of expense? Expenses. Just bear in mind. No definition here and there, but I am defining. Expense is the amount paid for the services received. Very simple. Expense is the amount paid for the services received. Clear? Very, very simple term. Friends, always try to understand the meaning of any term, any item, any topic from the very, very day-to-day analysis, day-to-day activities. Now you are going to catch the train. Okay, you are going to catch the train. Howrah. If you go on by walking, it will take much time. You are taking a toto and giving you rupees 50, a 10. What is that? That is toto fare. Toto fare is your expense. Clear? Now you are going to Kolkata. Say you have purchased a ticket. Oh no, sir, we do not purchase the ticket. Okay, railway ticket. Yes, you do purchase. You should purchase. If you do not, that is your issue. But you should purchase. You have purchased a ticket to go to Howrah. Okay, and now it is listed. So it is train fare. So this is the you are getting the service and paying the amount. Clear? Now see, you are using the electricity. You are making the payment to SBI. State Electricity Board Authority or CSC. So you are consuming electricity. You are getting the service and giving the amount. Say you are paying fees to the school. Fees is to you. It is your expense. Why? Because you are getting the service from the school. Okay, and making the payment. If you make or not, that is different issue. But you have to. Now, what in the exactly opposite to the school, it is revenue, because it is basically the income generated from the services, basic services rendered. I would like to say the sale proceeds. It is also the sale of our services. It is also sale proceeds. It is also sale proceeds. Okay. Now come to this part. Expenses can be categorized under different heads. I am categorizing these things, these expenses into different parts, and this is needed for the purpose of your ascertainment of ascertainment of profit or loss. Ascertainment of profit or loss. Okay. Now these expenses can be categorized. Before categorizing the expenses, friends, we should do one thing. We should first, what we have to do, we have to categorize the different functions of an organization. What are the basic functions? What are the basic functions of a business house? Coming from that point of view, from that standpoint, you go on segregating the different types of expenses. First of all, I am giving you an example. Say, consider the case of a bookstore. What they are doing? They are purchasing the books and the other stationery and selling them. Okay. What they are doing? They are purchasing books and stationeries and they are selling the books of books and stationeries. Okay. In one part they have purchase and the other part they have sales. So this, you know better that only the organization which is involved in the two functions, purchase of goods and services, purchase of books and selling those goods. So they are known as trade. They are involved in trade. So it is in trade. There are two activities. One is purchase of finished goods or whatever be the goods and selling of that goods. I am purchasing potatoes and I am selling them to the market. So I am in trade. Clear? So this is purchasing the good and selling that good is purchase. Now I am purchasing goods and say I am purchasing potatoes, and from potato these potatoes are being converted into aloo, and I am selling them to the market. So am I in trade? No. How many functions I am affecting? I am affecting three functions. One is
purchase of raw material, and I am selling the finished goods, and that raw material is transformed into finished goods. So transformation of raw material to finished goods is known as the process, and that process is known as production. Okay, so this is, and thus this organization in example number 2, this organization is affecting 3 activities, meeting 3 activities. One is purchase, other one is production, and third one is sales. Okay, so then in case of trading organization, there will be 2 types of expenses. One is purchase expenses, and the other will be selling expenses. Along with this is common to all. But the organization which are concerned with production activities, they will be having minimum 3 activities. One is purchase of expenses, number 2 manufacturing expenses, and number 3 selling. Okay, selling expenses. Okay. So far as administrative expenses, it is common to each and every organization. So far as financial expenses, it is common to each and every organization. So far as financial losses, it is common to all organizations, be it trading organization or an industrial organization. Clear? Now, so you see the functions of any organization can be segregated into this basic head: production activities, production function, purchase function, selling function, production, purchase, sales, administration, distribution purpose, distribution, and financial. The expenses by any organization, can be categorized into these parts. The production function, the organization which are engaged in the production of goods and services, they will have to make the production expenses. So production expenses is only meant for the industrial house. Okay. So you will see, sir, so far as industrial house is concerned, we know only the factories and others, but everybody. The tea shop in front in this corner, that is Sibuda, he is also carrying on the industry because he is engaged in production of some goods. Okay, he is purchasing tea, sugar, milk, and other, and preparing them and selling them to the customers. So that is production activity. So production expenses is only related to industrial house, not in any trading house. Okay. So the trading house is concerned with what? With the purchase of goods and selling of their goods. Okay. So the trading house is concerned with purchase of the goods and selling of their goods. Okay, so they have no connection to production. So there are no connection to production or manufacturing. So they are not manufacturing anything, they are not producing anything. They are purchasing the goods and selling the same goods. Clear? So they have only function, purchase function. Okay, but so far as manufacturing is concerned, what they are doing, they have one purchase function. What they are purchasing? They are purchasing the raw materials. Okay, they are purchasing the raw material and they are selling the finished goods. So conversion of raw material to finished goods is known as manufacturing process. So that organization, so industrial organization has to meet purchase expenses and also manufacturing expenses. Are you getting me? Clear? Any problem? Sales expenses is always there for all because everybody is meeting the sale. So trading activities has got one function: purchase and sales. Manufacturing organization has got 3 functions: purchase of raw material, conversion of raw material to finished goods, that is manufacturing activity, and finally sell goods. Clear? So these are, so for trading item, this and that, and for non-trading, for manufacturing, purchase, manufacturing, and sales. Clear? Now come to this part. These are the nature-based expenses. Now, administrative, then comes, so production expense gone, purchase expenses. Now, what are the selling expenses? Selling expenses are those which are made for the purpose of effecting the sales. Number one, for selling, what you have to make? You make the advertisement. First of all, you have to make the advertisement of your product. So that customers are generated awareness with regards to your product. I have already told you AIDA. You have to develop the attention of the customer. You have to create the interest of the customer. You have to develop the desire in the customer, and so that customer can come into action. While they are coming to action, while they are getting the commodity from you. So this is the attention creation, interest creation, desire, development of desire, and actual action. So this is the process, and so that advertisement is your selling expenses. Now you have sold the goods, but while selling the goods, sir, मैं आपको ये goods तो sell कर दूंगा, हमको क्या दीजिएगा? हमको क्या दीजिएगा? वो है, that is the process of that means that you have to give something to that person who is mediating you and your prospective customer. So between you and the prospective customer, there is someone who will maintaining the linkage, and that person will need something. It may be regarded as it is a payment on sales. It is a payment on sales. It may be brokerage. It may be commission. Okay. Very often you will see in the present day, in many schools have appointed some personnel who will carry the students from one school to other, and that person will be given some amount, and that is nothing but the brokerage. Okay, brokerage. This is, honestly speaking, it is brokerage, or you may say commission. Okay, so commission and sales, brokerage on sales, advertising, all these are selling expenses. Now you have sold the goods. And after selling, hey, hello, hero, goods to मेरा घर में पहुंचा दीजिएगा. Yes, right? So say we are purchasing books from the different booksellers. What they are doing? They are sending the books over here. So they are carrying. So carrying has cost. That is known as carriage on sales. So carriage on sales is known as selling expenses. Carriage on sales. And it is known as carriage outward. Why it is known as carriage outward? Carriage outward is because the carriage is paid. There are two types of carriage expenses are there. When you are purchasing goods from somewhere and making the payment to get your goods from the point of purchase to the point of your organization. So I am in trade on goods and logs. Okay, I have brought some logs at Siliguri, and I am bringing them in Bhadreswar. So the carrying cost from there to here is known as cost of carriage, and it is my purchase cost. Carriage and purchase. It is known as carriage inward. I have already stated over here. Carriage on purchase. That is carriage inward. Okay, and whenever I am selling the commodities and making the goods reach to the point of consumption of the customer, that is on carriage on sales. Clear? So this is my carriage activities. Now then comes the distribution. Distribution, it also amounted to distribution. There is another thing. I am using sample, making samples. Okay, for getting our commodity reach to the public. It is also advertisements and distribution, advertisement expenditure. Okay. Then comes administrative expenses. That is the most important thing. Okay. Administrative. Let me say these things. I will come to this part of the work. Administrative expenses. Whatever be the organization, be it study organization or be it mandatory organization, each and every organization is run by with the help of a group of staff. And they are known as the management. They are known as the administration. See, our school has got different classrooms. This is production center, staff room, the teachers are there, and this is our office from where we maintain each and every activities. This is known as administration. Administration refers to in Bengali or Hindi it is known as Podi chalo na. So you have to carry the organization. So I am what time to purchase, when to purchase, how much to purchase, what to sell, how much to sell, where to sell. Different activities are carried on. All the paperwork, all the accounts, all the cash aspects, all the personal relations, all are made through a center, and that center is known as Center of Administration. Administration refers to managing the whole activity, purchase, sales, distribution, public relation, and all this. So that is administration. Clear? The administration cost refers to all those costs which are needed for the purpose of carrying on the organization, and that is the salaries. Salary refers to the salary made, the payment made to the staff for the services rendered by them. Which staff? Office. But when the salaries are paid, to the persons who are engaged in manufacturing activities, that is known as wages. So amount paid to the labor. These are the classification. Whenever I will be taking up, I will consider it again in detail. Expense payment to the employees. Payment to the employees may be of two types. One is blue collar and one is white collar. Blue collar employees are those who works in the factory. Okay, the payment made to them is known as wages, and white collar employees are those who are working in the office for management. If you go through the dresses of the different personnel in our local mills, you will see that the workers, those who are engaged in manufacturing of jute, they wear blue color dresses, and while the officials, the administrators, the managers, babulo, they use white. Okay, so they are known as white collar. This is the long practice. Okay? So that is a salary. And electricity, you know that electricity is important. Without electricity, we are having no life at all. Electricity, if it is for office, it is known as administrative expenses. If it is for the purpose of manufacturing center, then it is manufacturing electricity. So it is manufacturing, and then rent and taxes. Rent and taxes, as you know, the periodic payment made. The periodic payment made for the space using. So if it is for office, it is known as office rate, and if it is of a manufacturing center, then it is known as the production rate. Okay. Then stationery and painting. Stationery and painting is obviously the office expenses, and postage and telegram is also office expenses. And then advertisement, it is selling expenses, or it is also basically and administrative expenses. Okay, both clear. And now, so I have told you the basic functions: purchase function, manufacturing functions, administrative functions, and selling functions. Other than this, there are two types of aspects, two group of items which are needed for the purpose of assignment of profit, and that is financial expenses. Financial expenses, I have taken loan from bank, okay, or I have mortgaged some property for generating some funds. So the interest which I am paying is known as the interest, okay. The interest is a financial expenses. Clear? And see, this is. Yeah. And now again, see, that day I told you, I sold goods to Sumit Sani, and he has left India and settled in Afghanistan. Okay, now I gave him the goods sold to him. Sumit Sani account debit to to sell 30,000. Out of that, Sumit Sani gave me 10,000. So cash account debit to Sumit Sani. So my amount is how much? 10,000 he has given, cash account debit to Sumit Sani. So remaining 20 balance in his name. He is the debtor. Okay. Now up to 3 years have passed, but he is yet to come. So this 20,000 has gone forever. Clear? So that is why bad debt. So what will be? Sumit Sani will be credit and bad debt will be debit. So all losses are debit. So bad debt. Okay. Now discount allowed. Oh sir, in the BhOLANATH CHAKRABARTI MEMORIAL SCHOOL, it happens very obviously. When someone is having the due of 18,000, sir, 10,000 दे रहा है, थोड़ा सा adjust कर लीजिए ना sir. हाँ ठीक है, तो ये 10,000 गया, 10,000 out of 18, 10,000 is given, 8,000 thanks, okay, that is discount allowed, it is financial loss, ठीक है. So all these items are required for the purpose of our ascertainment of profits or loss. So this is the topic that if I ascertain the profit or loss, I am going to take up tomorrow, and that is why I have given this preliminary idea. Now I am giving a total picture of what I have discussed. I will take 5 minutes to revisit. Okay. We have prepared our trial balance, and we have prepared trial balance from general, from leisure, from general first, then leisure, then trial balance. Herculean task. It was given, some students were given to prepare that, even 2 hours they elapsed, but they are yet to reach at the total, both total, okay, and agreeing total of trial balance. Okay, so voluminous work, huge time, but we do not have so much time. Okay, we have the mobile, we have some other activities. So friends, I am here to help you that आपको जनरल छोड़ दीजिए, लेजर छोड़ दीजिए, concentrate on trial balance. कैसे कीजिए? आपको हम सब कुछ करके देंगे सर, पर don't worry, मैं सब कुछ करके दे दूंगा. सब कुछ means समूचा लेजर अकाउंट्स मैं बना के आपको दे देंगे, जैसे कल दिए, उस दिन दिए थे, कल ही दिए थे. तो I will give you the total list of the ledger balances. Out of that you have to prepare the trial balance. How do? Then you should follow the rules. All assets are debit, all liabilities are debit, all capitals debit, losses debit, gains debit, revenue credit, expenses debit. Follow the rule, you will get the final trial balance. Now, in this trial balance incorporated all these. Mind it. This trial balance will incorporate, because you have made these expenses, you have all these were the transactions, separate transactions or multiple transactions. After meeting all the transactions, you have got at the flag end of the year the balances of these items. Okay, it is purchase, booked on purchase, commission on purchase, carriage on purchase, wages, and lighting, heating. Okay, you are getting all the items. Where did you put? These are purchase expenses. Where to put? I will let you know tomorrow. You have some other expenses like motive power, fuel, and gas, electricity, depreciation, wages, and lighting, heating for any manufacturing operation. It will also go to somewhere. Actually. Now for administrative expenses, we will be having salaries, electricity, rent and rates, stationery printing, all these. They will be also in the debit side of the trial balance and will be treated as administrative expenses, and it will be treated separately for finding out the profits. Then selling expenses are also there, brokerage on sales, carry out on like this. And again, financial expenses, interest paid, and financial losses, bad debt discount, all these will be there. So just please bear it in mind. I will consider trading organization. Okay, so there will be 2 functions. One is purchase and the other one is sales. And so purchase will be there, sales will be there, then administration will be there, selling and distribution will be there, and financial losses will be there, financial gains will be there. So taking all these things for our consideration, I will make tomorrow a statement of profit or loss. Okay. So thank you very much for today. Please carry on these assignments in your house too. Okay. Thank you. And all make necessary comments. I am not getting huge comments from you.